Saviorless is a narrative-driven, hand-drawn adventure game with an interesting blend of action and puzzle platformer gameplay, set in a weird but very atmospheric dark fantasy world full of creepy enemies and memorable moments. As Antar, you embark on a journey to the Smiling Islands to become a savior. But it won't be an easy task when things don't go as planned. And now, the merciless hunter Nento tries everything in his power to stop you, so he can become the protagonist of this story instead. I have a real soft spot for hand-drawn games, so you can imagine how excited I was when this game got announced. And I'm glad to say the overall presentation didn't disappoint me. The beautiful but creepy setting works really well, the animations look great, and the game runs really smoothly and has a nice flow to it. You sometimes barely notice you have started a new chapter, and this makes the story feel really organic. The core gameplay mechanics like traversal and combat are a bit basic. Your general moving speed is a bit slow, and I can't imagine you will have trouble with the controls, for example. But this game really knows how to keep the gameplay fresh and exciting with all these varied gameplay sequences and creative level design. Each of the 5 chapters introduces you to new and fun sequences that change up the gameplay a bit, like an interesting boss fight or dodging obstacles while you are controlling a train-like construction, for example. All these sequences aren't that difficult, but they are really punishing, because you will die instantly when you get hit, and when you die, you have to do it all over again. This trial and error like gameplay can be really frustrating, and the fact that you can't skip the cutscenes makes it even worse. It's the only complaint I have about this game. It kinda breaks the flow of the game a bit, and dying when you are almost at the end and you have to redo everything is never enjoyable. Thankfully, some sequences or fights have a checkpoint somewhere in the middle, so dying isn't always as punishing as it is during some other sequences. The game is a bit short though. There are only 5 levels or chapters, and they have a very linear structure. To unlock a different ending, you have the option to collect these pages that can be hidden sometimes and require a bit of backtracking or a few extra actions to achieve. But other than that, it's a pretty straightforward experience. When you miss one of these collectibles, you have the option to restart the whole chapter at the end of that chapter. You keep all the pages you have collected before, but you have to replay the whole chapter again. And this time, make sure you won't skip one of the missing pages again, because you won't be able to go back once you have entered a new area sometimes. So in general, Saviorless is a pretty short but really memorable dark fantasy adventure game that's a breath of fresh air. The trial and error like gameplay can be really annoying and frustrating sometimes, but the overall gameplay has so much variety that this game never becomes boring or repetitive, and the creepy but beautiful presentation really elevates the overall experience. It took me a bit more than 3 hours to 100% complete this game. But despite some frustrating moments, I had such a good time and really appreciated how well made it is. I highly recommend this game if you are looking for a short but really interesting dark fantasy adventure with a stunning art style and great concept. I really think this team got a great future ahead of them, so I hope you will give this game a try. So be ready to embark on a dangerous journey to reach the Smiling Islands and bring an end to Nento's obsessive goals, so you can become the savior you always aspired to be.